Hello there again, everybody. This is going to be Izzet Prowess League number 4. Trying out something a little bit different with my overlay. I'm pretty new to Streamlabs OBS as opposed to just regular OBS. So if any of this overlay is not coming out clear to you, or maybe a font is too small, or just like a code in general maybe doesn't work, if you could let me know, that'd be good so I can look into it, and it would be much appreciated. So with that said, let's start doing our Izzet Prowess deck tech. Same list as League number 3. We're playing 17 creature threats between the Swift Spears, the Soul Scars, the Sprite Dragons, the Stormwings, and the Bedlam Revelers. In my experience so far, the Bedlam Reveler has been the most underwhelming of the threats, just because it requires the most to put together. The other threats, on the other hand, have just been good as they are. I was skeptical that Stormwing entity would be super easy to enable, but it's been very easy to enable. Like, if not a turn 2 play, it's just fine as a turn 3 play as well. I have not felt that threat density has been an issue with the deck, so that's a good plus in its corner. In terms of enablers for the Stormwing, I am playing on the turn 2 enablers. I am playing 3 Mutagenic Growth, 2 Gut Shot, and a set of Manamorphose. So that's going to be a total of 9 ways to cast Stormwing Entity on turn 2, if you're not counting sacking a mountain on turn 2 to a Lava Dart to cast your spell. I've felt pretty good with 18 lands so far, so I see no real reason to change that. And I'm playing sort of as my flex spot spells. I'm playing 2 Crash Through, and if you count the Phyrexian spells as flex slots, I've already mentioned 3 Mutagenic and 2 Gut Shot. Other than that, it's a very standard 4 Manamorphose, 4 Lava Dart, 4 Lightning Bolt. The numbers of Opt and Light Up the Stage, I'm assuming can kind of vary, but I'm doing 3 of each just for now. I haven't really had a reason to change that. Let's take a look at the current meta. We have seen actually some pretty big shifts. Not in the first 4 decks. The first 4 have about stayed the same. Uropile is still dominating, followed by Blitz, what we're playing currently. Lurrus Aggro sticking at the top 3. And then we've got Gruul midrange at 4th. Blue-white still around 5th. That's about normal. But Jund has actually increased, which is kind of happily surprising. It's in 6th currently. Dredge following right behind it, as it has been in the previous 9 through 12 spots they've both been in. Burn also hovering around 8 for most of the time. We've seen a complete push out of Eldrazi Tron here in the top 12, but regular Tron still hanging in there. Nivtalite was kind of poking in at 12 for a while, but now it's rising. And then we've seen the white-green Dryad of the Lucian Grove Primeval Titan deck. We've played against it actually a few times already. And then Ad Nauseam also making a comeback. I expect both white-green and Ad Nauseam to be okay matchups. Ad Nauseam more of a race. I think it's just can we Goldfish a kill by turn 4 or earlier. And then white-green, they don't really have a whole lot of interaction outside of like Path to Exile, at least game 1. So I expect that matchup to be relatively okay, although I did lose it the one time I've played it so far. So that's the metagame wrap. Let's look at our sideboard real fast. Haven't changed anything out of there yet either. Kozilek's Return is going to be good for killing the really good sideboard cards that have protection from red, like Auriok Champion and Core Firewalker. We've seen both of those sideboard cards in every league that I've played this deck, so Kozilek's Return will hopefully be able to combat those, because those cards are very good at stonewalling our creature threats that don't fly, like Monastery Swift Spear and Soulscar Mage. Aether Gust going to be good just versus most of the generic mid-range decks that play the green creatures and red spells, and also versus things like Titan. Spell Pierce good, just generically to fight things that would be really effective versus us, like Collective Brutality, and just really anything that we're worried about, like Chalice of the Void, for example. A Braid also a hedge versus Chalice of the Void and stuff like Eldrazi Tron. Blood Moon just a generically powerful card if anyone's got a greedy mana base, or we play against Field of the Dead. I hope to beat the Field of the Dead decks before Field of the Dead comes online, but Blood Moon tends to be good anyway in those matchups, so I expect to bring it in there. Dragon Claws for stuff like the Mirror and versus Burn, and then we've got the Relics of Progenitus for the various graveyard strategies, and also sometimes the Mirror for expecting opponents to be playing stuff like Bedlam Reveler. Still kind of concerned about the non-bow between the Reveler and our own Relic of Progenitus. It actually did come up in the last league, and I mentioned it before the game started that I was worried that it would come up, and it ended up coming up. So it's possible that maybe I shouldn't be playing the Reveler, or I should be playing some kind of different Graveyard Hate, or I just hope that in the matchups where I have to have them both, like maybe versus Jund, where they're both pretty good, they just don't overlap. Or maybe if I'm bringing in Relic, I should just be taking out the Reveler altogether. But let's just do some more testing and see if that is how we want to handle it. I think this hand's a little too mana heavy. The opponent revealed Luris, so I'm assuming they're probably the black-red Prowess deck. They could also be something like Bogles, but against either of those, I don't think this hand's gonna do it. This hand definitely does do it. This is turn 1 Swift Spirit, turn 2 we can cast Mutagenic Growth to get in an extra large hit, and then we can also Storming Entity after casting the Mutagenic Growth for 0 mana, so that's a cool little combo. And then I'm pretty satisfied on number of lands, so I'll just bottom a Tarn and keep 2 of them. And then I suppose I could disguise the fact that I'm blue-red as opposed to just mono-red by waiting a turn on playing the Spire Bluff as opposed to just a regular old mountain. Island Vial. Okay, so my first instinct would be Merfolk. I think I just want to get the Storming Entity down. On the next turn, we can Swift Spear plus Lightning Bolt something. All right, so we're just gonna do this now. Sequencing here doesn't really matter. The opponent can't do anything. We just kind of want to see more spells. So we have the option of having the Lightning Bolt to enable second Stormwing, but I think we just want to find more spells. We've already got adequate pressure. We just need more spells to make our pressure more potent. And then obviously lands I'm not super ecstatic about. Like, I think we're already in a really good spot, just playing Swift Spear and then bolting their next thing. Alright, so it is Merfolk, and our Swift Spear is getting bounced. Interesting that they should do it now. I guess it doesn't actually have Flash. And both land is actually not a bad draw here, because it enables us to play both of our Swift Spears and then bolt the Harbinger. The opponent could have the Force Spike Merfolk to Violin on 1, but if they do that, our Swift Spears still outsize whatever they could be doing. And I could even just attack here to see if they block. Like I could just not give them the option to block, but I think keeping their ground clear so the Swift Spears can continue being good is fine. So if they want to block, I'll let them, but if they don't, I'll still just bolt their Harbinger. If they block, I'll bolt them, and then the creatures will be big enough. But I think I should probably just get rid of their creatures. This will have me hitting for 2, 6, 8. I could put them down to 4, which means literally any spell is lethal with the Storming Entity, so it's possible I should just be going at them because any spell kills them. They're also just like forced to block going through this, but this becoming a 3/3 in the face of a lord could be a little distracting. I think I will just go at them. Reason being is if they've got a good way to get rid of the Stormwing, it's probably going to be Dismember, and putting them to 4 means they can't cast Dismember. That said, they could have another Harbinger. All right, and as it turns out, it doesn't actually matter what we targeted. There's the Lord. Alright, and Lava Dart, a pretty excellent one. If we have the courage to go for it, we can actually try to kill them this turn, because 2 Prowess triggers and 2 damage means they do just die. Lava Dart also kind of perfect, because if they don't have another Lord, these Swift Spears are going to get to trade. If they do have another Lord, the Harbinger is going to get to eat something. So I think this is an attack all, and then just see how they block. Because if they flash in a Harbinger, they're not flashing in another Lord, and the Lava Dart is still good because it'll make our Swift Spears trade with their board. Moto is lagging, so I guess that means they scooped. Alright, cool. Alright, so Merfolk. I guess Kozilek's Return a contender. Not really much else outside of a Braid for killing a creature or a Vial. I guess a Braid probably good enough. So let's get the Abrades in there. Probably the Kozilek's Returns. I expect Gutshot to be fine. I don't really expect us to need to cast a Mutagenic Growth to save a creature. Usually Lightning Bolt is good versus this deck, and any Mutagenic Growth is good for protecting them. At least in my experience. But they don't play Lightning Bolt, so we don't necessarily need a Mutagenic Growth. I mean, that said, Mutagenic Growth does protect a Stormwing from a Dismember, because it'll have 6 toughness before the Dismember resolves. Along similar lines, I don't expect many of my creatures to be dying, so maybe I can shave a threat. I don't think I want to shave my flyers. I expect them to be able to bounce my creatures a fair amount of the time, so maybe Sprite Dragon gets a little bit weaker. Maybe things like Monastery Swift Spear get a little bit weaker. I like the Soul Scar still because you can put minus counters on creatures, and this has us needing 1 more cut. Kozilek's Return might be on the weak side, assuming that they have any Lord out. I mean, I guess if they have only 1 Lord out, then we get to still Wrath them, because the one individual Lord will still be a 2/2, and then we'll Wrath that, and then everything else that was getting the pump will no longer get the pump, and then they'll hopefully die. But any 2 Lords in Kozilek's Return looks kind of weak. Lava Dart doesn't kill a whole lot. Maybe I can cut one of those. Don't think I want to cut any more threats. I'll give this a go. Excuse me. Alright, so we're bottoming 1. I think I'll just bottom a Reveler. We're a ways away from casting it, and I think I want to just have my guaranteed good creatures. Manamorpho is not bad. Now if we draw a Stormwing, we can cast it on turn 2. I'll just get basic mounds in here. I can get steam vents next turn if I want. And then I'll cast Soul Scar because it doesn't have haste. Alright, no second land from the opponent, so that's nice. So now I guess we just go we can go Monastery, Swift Spear. And then we could crash through, but I think we're probably better spent on an opt. Just kind of look for more removal and or just generic spells, and then we might want the crash through at some point to just give our stuff trample in the face of some blockers. Alright, don't think we need another land right now. We've got a kind of big attack next turn. Manamorphose, a crash through, and maybe bolt of blockers, 3 prowess triggers. That's 8 damage just in attacks. So I guess they're just digging for a land. They missed, and we drew Gutshot. Gutshot's actually insane here. I mean, we have the crash through, so we could just kind of start there. But let's start on Manamorphose. I think even if I draw Stormwing, I'm wanting to just cast spells here. Or and they force. That's actually fine. So that means this Gutshot is actually a good draw, because it'll push some damage through. Alright, Unsettled Mariner. So I guess worst case scenario for us is the opponent is able to unsummon a creature by viling in a master. I think it's master. It's a 2/2 as most Merfolk are. So if I go crash through, I could they'll become 2/3s. This is a Merfolk. So if they flash in a Lord, making this a 3/3, we'll need at least 2 prowess triggers to ensure a creature survives. I can't just bolt them and then light up the stage, because bolting them means this will trigger. So I think I'm just gonna. So I guess like my 2 options now are I either start on lightning bolts targeting the Mariner, or I just plan on double crashing through. If the first crash through hits a land, I can then have an option to second crash through. I think bolt may just be best served for their face. If I crash through and this hits a non-land though, my turn is just done in terms of spells that I'm casting. I guess I can light up the stage second main. Yeah, I think I'm happy lighting up the stage second main. Give my creatures some trample. The fail rate here, like I mentioned, is if I don't hit a land or something that would target them. Like I can still bolt them with that, and that'll make our creatures big enough to push through. So that's still good. Don't think I want to just blow another crash through now. I think I'll attack. If they block and flash in a Lord, I can Lava Dart target them. I'll let it get countered, but it'll make our things big. Alright, I'll just let this hit them. And then I'll light up. Flash and unsummon one of my creatures. Silver Grill, okay. Alright, we hit a land, so not bad. And we can even Stormwing next turn after casting one of these spells, probably crash through. So ideally, we kill them this turn. They've got a Mutavault to block. Is there a world where they vial in a lord and then just like play another lord and kill us? If they vial in a lord, they'll have eight power in play. If they have second lord, then they can kill us. But Mutavault actually kills us too. But I'm assuming they're gonna need to use this Mutavault to not just die. I think I'm leading with Crash Through. Get some more information on the top of my library. Get my stuff trample. Mutagenic Growth really good, especially with trample. All right, let's just attack. Trickster. Okay. So I mean, I still think I'm attacking. If we get any amount of damage through, the bolt could just kill them. So Mutagenic Growth will get it up to 5 power. If they have a lord, they'll take only 2, and the bolt no longer kills. I could play defense, but I'm not sure defense is a game I'm winning, as any lord gives all their stuff island walk. Alright, so they do block. So if I Mutagenic Growth my thing, they will, in theory, be taking 3 off of trample. If they unsummon my guy, it's really bad for me. Please don't have it, I guess. Alright, so... Oh, so it's losing trample. I mean, it'll still be a 5/6. That makes some sense. So now, how do I not just die here? I mean, I can cast Stormwing if they activate Mutavault, and they have a Lord. If they activate Mutavault and vial in a Lord, I die. If they don't have a Lord, I can block a thing and just go to 1. The land's not really welcome. So I just hope they don't have a Lord now. Alright, and they have the Lord, so I die. They have Island Walk. So I might have played that wrong, but I think it was right to go for it. I think on the play I should probably bring back my 1-mana creature. Maybe take out a Light Up the Stage. Maybe Light Up the Stage is just good enough and I can cut like a Reveler. I don't expect them to be bringing in Relic of Progenitus, but it is possible. Yikes. Alright, so I think it's a keep. We've got turn 1 creature, some of our better sideboard cards, and if we don't just draw a land, we can Light Up the Stage for another one. We don't have a backup creature though. I mean, a second land does make this hand very good. Maybe there was a way last game to play it such that I didn't have any islands in play, so their thing wouldn't have island walk. It's possible. Alright, so we're really just going to have to hope this light up the stage hits a land. If it doesn't, we're in trouble. Alright, well, we got one. We got a Swift Spear too. Alright, so that was good. So now we can Manamorphose into a Stormwing entity. That's annoying. Doing this pre-combat so we can get the Prowess trigger. Alright, let's just cast our Stormwing. Well, we've got the mana, obviously. Alright, this is probably pretty good for us. If they Force of Negation the Manamorphose, that would be unfortunate, but if they had the Force, I think they would have just done it. So let's go top Islet, top Manamorphose, so we can Manamorphose into the Islet. Alright, so it's shaping up. Maybe the Kozilek's Return ends up being good. So let's lead on the Morphos. Like, I could Sprite Dragon, but I think I want to get in a big attack now and then draw into the Islet this turn. I mean, if this gets countered, we still get a decent hit in. And then I guess I should make blue-red if I have the intention of playing Sprite Dragon. Which I do. Trickster. So I guess tap down to Stormwing. Sure. Keep pushing. So I think I'm gonna want this Lightning Bolt to kill a Lord. I mean, as it stands, this Kozilek's Return is gonna kill everything even through a single Lord. So I think for purposes of getting in extra damage, I should just cast a Lava Dart targeting the opponent. Instead, I could second main just play another creature. That also seems fine. The issue is if I'm planning on Kozilek's returning next turn, I need a counter to be on the Sprite Dragon already. Alright, so this is going pretty well. That hitting the land off of the light up the stage was very big. Sure. Alright, so now I guess I hope they don't have Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce would be pretty annoying, but we do have backup Kozilek's Return. Suppose let's just lead on it. Sweet. And they just concede. Cool. Alright, so let me, for the first time, edit my current record indicator. This hand is kind of land heavy. I think it's probably a mulligan. Like, we've got turn 1 creature, but if they have any removal spell, this hand just really falls apart. And even if it's a matchup where we have to be fast, this doesn't even necessarily do that. I think if one of these lands was any spell, this is probably a fine hand. But as it stands, I don't think it is. This hand much better. I think I'm happy just bottoming a Swift Spear here. We'll go turn 1 Soul Scar into turn 2 Stormwing. Or so is the plan. Breeding Pool, so probably Uro. Alright, there's a spell. Still probably Uro. This is a pretty effective way of just binning one immediately. There is the Field of the Dead. And Unearth. Wow. Elvish Reclaimer. Bit of a brew going on, it seems. So they just chose not to take something? Interesting. So I imagine they're blocking this every day of the week. I could Lava Dart it out of the way, but then I can't Stormwing here on turn 2. I think I want to Stormwing on 2. I could just cast Monastery Swift Spear and then Lava Dart it, get in 4 damage. I could see that line being fine as well. And then Monastery Swift Spear is in play for a Manamorphose trigger. Long run, it might just end up pushing more damage. I think I like it. I'll give it a shot. Gutshot a pretty nice one here. I think I'm still leading on Manamorphose. See what that draws me into and give me some prowess triggers pre-combat. I should probably just make the blue red, crash through. Alright, well let's just cast the Stormwing. Do some scrying. Don't think I want another Lava Dart. I actually have 0 mountains right now for purposes of flashing back Lava Darts. And Spire Bluff doesn't exactly help that cause either. I think I'm just going to bottom both. We can Gutshot the Dryad to put a minus counter on it and make one of our attackers kill it. Worst case scenario, they force our Gutshot, but I think they would have forced a Manamorphose. If they don't block, I'll just hold the Gutshot. So this will become a 1/3, and then our 3 power creature will knock it down. Nice, nice, nice. So we've got a pretty well assembled board and some spells to trigger them next turn. Short of a sweeper, I'm feeling pretty good about this spot. Like, even a mountain here would be good because it'll enable us to sacrifice a mountain for Lava Dart and an additional 3 damage worth of prowess. Crab. This is really a brew, huh? Is this Uro now? Yep. That Uro's gonna be on the large side. Luckily, this crash through means if we can push through any amount of damage, at least this Hedron crab isn't gonna be annoying. It'll soak up 2, but we might be able to kill them through that, even with just a mountain. Alright, Soul Scar not great. Let's just lead on crash through, I suppose. And there is the mountain. So can we just kill them? I think we can. Alright, so I guess we just attack. Everything's got trample. We've got... Yeah, this like has to be lethal. Maths for blockers. Alright, so I guess we will actually do the math. So we're lava darting them twice, putting them to 12. This will be 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 6 is 12. That's exactly lethal. Boom. Got him. So that's what I was mentioning in the deck tech. I'm kind of hoping to beat the Field of the Dead decks just before the Field of the Dead gets online. So we saw that the opponent was pretty heavily graveyard oriented. I'll take out the Revelers because I'm bringing in the relics. Blood Moon I expect to also be on the strong side. Not sure how good Aether Gust is gonna be. The opponent is not playing red, only green. Don't think I want Spell Pierce. I think I'm just not gonna play the Gust. I mean, hitting Uro is nice. I think I'm gonna cut Mutagenic Growth. The opponent's removal isn't damage based like Lightning Bolt, so Mutagenic Growth does lose some equity. Also, I don't expect my creatures to be dying a whole lot. They could have a lot of black removal spells, maybe like Fatal Push, Assassin's Trophy, Abrupt Decay. But I already removed 2 threats. I don't think I want to remove any more. So yeah, I think I'm happy with the Blood Moon, the relics, and did I even bring in anything else? I guess I didn't. Yeah, I just took out these 4, right? I'm willing to give this a shot. I could be convinced of Spell Pierce. So clearly no threat. We've got Relic, which should be pretty effective versus the opponent, though, and we've got Ops to try to find a threat. Got that Reclaimer. Our Relic is going to do pretty well at keeping that small. Alright, and there's a Stormwing. So it's possible I should just get the Steam Vents now, take a land out of the deck. I mean, I think I'll do it. Our life total could come up. It's possible that the 2 life is going to mean more, or more likely to mean more than thinning the deck by 1 land. I can just play conservative and go Mountain Relic. Ouch. Take my hit. So I guess Manamorpho is probably our best draw because it enables us to play the Stormwing. As it stands, we're going to get a turn 3 Stormwing almost no matter what. Another mountain, not great. I could cast an Opt now, because if I find a 1-mana creature, I'll probably want to play it. Don't think I want the gut shot. I could have the gut shot as a way to enable the Stormwing and hold up mana next turn to pop something like Relic. But I think I want to just dig for more creatures. Alright, so now I can pop Relic if I really want to. Alright, and then I guess I should probably just get this thing dead before they get to untap with it. I should let this trigger, this activation resolve first, but to be completely honest, I'm not sure how the holding priority at the end step works with Magic Online. I've messed it up too often. Alright, they just get it back. Another one. Okay. Lava Dart, not great. So I guess I should probably just cast Opt. I can Lava Dart them and like have an interactive spell in the yard to use with the Relic, but I think I like just the card selection now. Another threat is what I'm in the market for. I can Lava Dart next turn to enable that one. Or I can Manamorphose next turn to enable that one. So next turn I have the option of going Sprite Dragon, then Manamorphose, then Storming Entity. Just really apply maximum pressure. Their flyers are on the hard side for them to deal with. I may want to have a mana up to be able to use this Relic, however. What's the worst case if I cast Manamorphose and they remand it? I guess I still get to cast Stormwing. I still have the option to Lava Dart. So I think I'm going to go... Well, actually, if I want to Sprite Dragon and then Manamorphose, that means I'm drawing Sprite Dragon, and then I still have an entire turn off before I get to draw the Manamorphose. So I could just put Manamorphose first, to play second Stormwing, and then after Manamorphose I can play Sprite Dragon. I think that's probably fine. So let's go top, go. Our Relic is doing an okay job of keeping that in check. Don't know that there's a way the opponent can drastically fill their graveyard as far as this turn goes, which would let them escape. They would need it to be 1 mana. I guess like Fetchland and a Thought Scour would do it. Actually, not even then, because that's 5 other cards in the yard. -1 is 4, so that still puts them short. So we're drawing Manamorphose. Manamorphose is going to be drawing us a Stormwing entity. No, sorry, not a Stormwing entity, a Drake. So we can lead here. We want to get the prowess triggers in before combat. We'll make blue-red. There's that. So now we can cast that too if we want. But this is bigger. Alright, definitely bottoming Mountain. Probably just bottoming Soulscar too. The issue is if we draw a land, that's pretty bad for us. I'll just bottom both. I think I've got the threats I need. They're all evasive, so putting minus counters on stuff doesn't necessarily matter. So the question is now, do I want to Sprite Dragon, get in the extra damage, but then put down Relic activation? So again, the worst case scenario is fetch lands, Thought Scour, Mills 2, that's 4. That still puts them short of Uro. I don't really expect them to have any sweepers, but maybe it's possible. I should be playing around one. I'm going to assume no sweeper and get in the extra damage because I don't really need to have the Relic mana available right now. Mm-hmm. Alright, so Fields of the Dead may be a factor pretty soon. Alright, so this looks like the turn where I'm gonna want to pop the Relic. Oh, that is the Exile. I wanted this. More Uros. So they took the Field of the Dead. So we're gonna have 3 Uros with this Relic. It's pretty cool. And odds are I'm just gonna start unsacking the Relic so we can draw the card and inform the rest of the turn. Another land, not great. It's possible I should fetch first, but I think I'm going to be playing Islet. So I'll just lead on popping Relic. I guess technically I should target them first, see what they do. Probably just goes, but takes an Unearth out. Yeah, so let's get rid of this now. Another Relic. I mean, that works. In terms of prowess triggers. Can we just kill them? So, I mean, each half of this Lava Dart is effectively 4 damage. So it's because it's 3 prowess triggers, counting Sprite Dragon as prowess, and then the one itself. So this is 8, 12, 16, 18. It's 1 off. I could sack Islet, but actually that doesn't give me the mana that I need to do it, even if I draw a spell. And I'll redo this math just to make sure they aren't actually just dead. So it's 4, 9, 14, 17. They're at 18. So it is one short, but I think I should just put them as low as possible. Takes them off of all of their fetch lands, makes their Field of the Dead a little worse. Gust. I mean, I guess I'll just top it. Yeah, I'll top it. Cycling's a good sign. They are just dead as the board sits. Got a posture check redemption in the in the chat. All right, we win. Update our little application here. Yeah, I mean, we've only got one threat. We've got ways to protect it. If the opponent has like turn 1 mana dork, we've got a good way to kill it. His hand's fragile, but I don't think it's fragile enough to want to ship it. Any removal spell kind of makes us a dog. But if it's Lightning Bolt, we're not a dog to it. Inquisition Thoughtseize would also be on the brutal side. Burn? Yeah, okay, so speaking of on the brutal side, we've got Phyrexian spells. More Phyrexian spells. So, alright, so I think what I might want to do, because I expect an Eidolon next turn, I might want to just cash in the Mutagenic Growths now. That'll make my Sprite Dragon a 3/3, so if they try to Bolt it or Searing Blaze it, I've got the Gut Shot to save it anyway. This pushes in the most damage early. This is definitely a pretty weird pretty weird line. Mutagenic Growth, not exactly the card I want to be seeing. Alright, so we did bait the Skewer. So, what are the odds we just kill him here? So each Lava Dart... Are they actually just dead? We have 2 mountains to sacrifice now. Each Lava Dart represents 4 damage because it's 2 counters and 2 damage on the dart itself. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. They're just dead. That's insane. We paid so much life this game. Turn 3 kill. Against Burn with triple Phyrexian spells. Alright, so Burn. That was a real interesting game. Alright, so I think I want Spell Pierce. I think I want Dragon's Claw. I think I want the Aether Gusts. Don't expect the game to go long enough where Reveler is super relevant. I think I'm also cutting Phyrexian spells. Probably Gut Shot for sure. Mutagenic Growth still has some utility for saving creatures versus burn spells. We saw it there. I think I should probably trim on Lava Darts. At least one. Doesn't actually kill anything easily. Maybe it should just be another Mutagenic Growth. I'll keep one. Purely as a protection spell. But yeah, that last game was really something. Yeah, this hand's good. It doesn't have a 1-mana way to interact, which makes me nervous. But double threat, double way to interact on 2 mana makes me feel more comfortable. And the opponent has also mulliganed. So I would love to draw like 1 mana way to interact here. Not Lava Dart. I mean, I guess I can get this in painlessly. I may even need to Lava Dart this turn. I really want to dodge Eidolon. Eidolon here would be pretty bad. Okay, no Eidolon. I mean, double creature versus no way to interact is a way for me to lose pretty easily. I'm assuming they don't have a bolt because they probably would have just done it. Ooh, Dragon's Claw. Well, I mean, the longer that one's down, the better it gets. The issue is double Swiftspear in play makes it kind of awkward. I think I may need to just reserve this turn for an Aether Gust. The issue is then what am I doing even next turn? Like I'll have one more mana. Maybe I should just claw. But then next turn it's just unfortunate that all of my spells cost 2. I mean if the plan is to claw, I think I should Manamorphose into claw to dig for something that costs 1 so I have the best chance of double spelling next turn. I can't really play a Sprite Dragon as an effective blocker. Yeah, I'll mana Morphos, and then I'll make blue-red. Alright, let's just cast Claw. They have the smash. Yikes. Gain my 1. I mean, they apparently don't have another 1-mana spell. So maybe I can hope that their remainder just lands. But I did draw the Opt, which was, I was hoping to draw a 1-mana spell to combo with the 2-mana plays in hand. Soulscar is actually a very good draw here, because now I think I can cast the Soulscar and then just hold up an Aether Gust. Getting kind of low here. Opponent is almost on empty. I mean, I'm going to block. Force them to do something. I think I should still probably be casting Aether Gust here. Really want to be using my mana. And this slows them down a little bit. Maybe I should have done this before damage to save 1 more life. But I think it was kind of a disaster if that resulted in them hitting me with something. Alright, so I can now cast Sprite Dragon and hold up second copy of Aether Gust. We know they're drawing Swift Spear. Cracking this does put me to 8. I could go Sprite Dragon, attack for 2. I think my best play is probably just play a single Sprite Dragon and then hold up this Aether Gust. And then I think I'm attacking with the Sprite Dragon. So I'm assuming end of turn they're either cracking Canyon or casting a spell targeting me. They could even do both. So you're drawing Swift Spear. I actually didn't even check if they put it on top. Alright, so I guess I did put it on top. I didn't see it yet in the chat. Alright, and I'll save the life where I can. If they had a spell, I think they would have just cast it. Is it Eidolon? Eidolon's rough. Another land, not exactly ideal either. So we're going to have to find a way to kill that Eidolon. The issue is if I cast Sprite Dragon to start growing it. Yeah, I think I just have to pass here. Eidolon is sticky. Like, maybe I can surprise them by casting an opt after they attack. Doesn't seem great. I mean, them having multiple Swift Spears may incline them to actually attack. Yeah. Okay, that one's worst case. That has me dying no matter what now. Right? Well, I guess yeah, I do just die no matter what because I have to draw a threat. I guess like Stormwing would be okay, but even then I just die to the Swift Spears. Yeah, Eidolon's a doozy. Also sucked that they had the Smash to Smithereens for a Claw. I mean, that Claw is the only thing Smash hits in the entire matchup. I mean, I can't take out Dragon's Claw just because they've got Smash in the deck. Maybe I'm taking out Mutagenic Growth for something like a Braid. Braid just like is another thing that kills Eidolon. Kozilek's Return does it too, but that does it much worse. Yeah, sounds acceptable. If they can kill our Swift Spear, it'll be kind of unfortunate. And it's unfortunate that our blue source is an Islet. The opponent mulliganed to 5, so that's a good sign. I guess they're still thinking about keeping the 5. But I mean, 5 out of a burn deck is good. Don't think I'm going to hold the Swift Spear back to hedge versus their turn 1 play being Swift Spear. I'm going to get in my damage. Alright, they've got a Canyon. And their turn 1 was a Swift Spear. Alright, so I think I'm just going to abrade that. Actually, second Swift Spear might change that. Entirely possible I should just abrade first. In fact, I think I will. Reason being, I want to keep my life total really high. I mean, I don't have another answer to an Eidolon, which makes me nervous. So maybe for that reason, I should just play my Swift Spear and accept my hit for 1. Yeah, I'll do that. I think Eidolon is too disastrous. So I guess I should opt. Another opt, kind of okay. I mean, it ties us into losing another life off of the Fiery Islet, but it does trigger our Swift Spears some more. I think I'm gonna bottom it. I mean, more lands are fine, more creatures are fine. Aether Gust also just fine. Get my hit in. If they go like attack, play Eidolon, I'll untap at. I'll be at an effective 13 between them hitting me for 1, me paying 1 off of an Islet, and taking a trigger. Alright, they just play another Pain land. A guide. Okay, so they're on the creature draw. I mean, they're gonna have to start thinking about, can I just kill them? Yeah, they're thinking about that as early as now. Right, Bolt is a good one. I can just lead on the crash through. I still have the option of bolting to break up a multi-block. This gives me a redraw now, in addition to triggering prowess a bunch. Claw, not bad. I mean, I think I'm just going to attack. They didn't attack last turn. I don't think they're in a position to attack this coming turn. At least not with the mindset they have. Alright, so if I bolt them, I only get to kill one creature, but if I bolt one of their creatures, I get to kill two creatures and leave them with like just a Swift Spear. I think I like that. So let's bolt the guide. Our thing will live. One of their Swift Spears will die. They'll take 3. So I think we're in a commanding position now. What's up, James? Yeah, not playing Jund tonight. I started up pretty late, and I didn't want to stay up until like 1 or 2 in the morning. But how do you like the overlay? Can you see it? Alright, so we may be able to just kill them here. Each half of Lava Dart represents 3 damage, so the Lava Dart on its own should be enough to just kill them between 3 plus 3 plus 1, 2, that's 8. If they've got Path to Exile, they get to live. But then we can just follow up with a Storming Entity. Yeah. Thanks for the haircut compliment. How do you like the overlay though? Yeah, Milena did the haircut actually.
You have the name wrong on the frame.
Do I?
Are you making a dark confident?
Oh, Marty McBolt. Oh no. I mean, we just bolted them, right? That might win us the game, unless they have the path. All right, so they do have the path. That's fine. They'll still go to 2 here, and like their 2 lands are pain lands, so that's nice. Take your 3. Abrading them doesn't do anything, and let's just play a Stormwing. Don't think we need second Dragon's Claw, though. Why not, right? I mean, land on top would mean that we get to double spell. Alright, cool, and they conceded. Yeah, I mean, you and I will keep the name going. Don't worry. Alright, so let's update this. Where's the thing? Properties. There we go. Done. I appreciate the compliments. Yeah, I mean, trying this, it took me longer than you'd expect to make something this simple. It took me like a combined 3 or 4 hours with some help, because I was trying to line everything up perfectly. I'll make sure you don't forget the name. Don't worry. The name's Marty. Marty McBolt. You won the die roll? Sweet. Well, yeah. It'll haunt me. I mean, it's not the first time I made the mistake, but it was a while since I made the mistake. Oh, like I lost the game because I forgot I could lightning bolt my opponent, as opposed to just like using a lightning bolt to kill a creature.
Bruh. Gotta get that bruh button, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Alright, so we've got 1 mana creature and plenty of ways to interact. One more land than I would like. An opponent revealed Luris, so I'm assuming they're playing either Rock or Bogles or the black-red Prowess deck. So if they're black-red Prowess and they try to burst lightning my thing, I can save it with a gut shot. Alright, so I'm just going to bolt that. Ooh, that's nice. Alright, so I got to light up the stage. Second main. They could have a mutagenic growth of their own, but our gut shot would actually make sure it doesn't get to live. Sweet. So let's get in for 2, and then we'll crack a fetch land, cast light up the stage. Swift Spear and a Storming. Those are some good hits. Yeah, no forest. We're not playing your favorite card.
Aww.
There's no forest. Wow, no attack. Oh, they kept 1 land? Jeez. Alright, so I guess now we get to play Swift Spear, play Gut Shot, and then play Storming Entity. All of this seems very strong. I'm assuming they don't have a Phyrexian spell either. So I'll attack first, and then if they block, we can just Gut Shot them. Then we can go Islet Stormwing. So against a mana screwed opponent, this is going pretty well. We could play second Stormwing next turn with the Crash that we have in hand. Kind of into it. Don't think we need light up the stage. I think I want more. I think I want spells that actually go to pre-combat so I can get damage in. Bobble is fine. I mean, what could the opponent have kept? I mean, they're playing either Jund or Naya, right? Because they're playing Luris. I guess they could be Jund's Shadow, but they don't really play Soulscar Mage. So maybe it's just Zoo, like Naya Zoo. Well, I mean, if it's Zoo, Relic might be good because they could be playing things like Tarmogoyf. Don't think Blood Moon's going to be that great versus Zoo. Especially since they've demonstrated that they're playing both Swift Spear and the Soulscar Mage. Oh, the opponent's deck is better because they're playing Forest? Yes, understandable. It's possible Spell Pierce is good, but I mean, if they're Zoo, then it won't be. And I'm assuming they are. I mean, they could just be, I guess, like Naya Burn with Luris because it's kind of free. Alright, well, I mean, Aether Gust probably going to be good. I'll take a light up the stage. I don't expect the game to go super long. I guess Dragon's Claw could also be fine. I don't think Dragon's Claw is as effective versus the Prowess decks because they do damage in such big chunks. Obviously, it's like fine versus Burn. I'll cut Lava Dart. I'll cut the Gut Shots and Mutagenic Growths, I guess. This has us at 58. I could leave in a Gut Shot. I could leave in a Mutagenic Growth as a way to protect a creature, but I think I want the Abrade as a way to kill a creature. That's at 60. Again, if they are Zoo, Spell Pierce won't be good. If they're Burn, then they will be, and then I'll consider boarding it in. Let's give it a go. Um, when we've got all of the 1-mana creatures, a single land, we've got a way to interact with their board. I think we're keeping. Second land makes this hand insane. They've been looking to 5. Jeez. Kind of lucky. Yeah, the Jund League last night was not a great record. It was a 1-4, but it was a lot of fun. Had some all-star help.
Shop's facing camera.
Alright, so they're playing Jund.
We were not playing Magic. We were just talking chat.
Alright, so I think with the opponent solo on cards, I should just really be emphasizing the 1-for-1s instead of just playing my own creatures. And I don't want them to have prowess triggers that could save their creature now, so I'll just take the turn off to bolt. And then I hope to draw a land. If I don't, maybe I can opt to try to find one. Alright, we just drew the mountain. Perfect. Alright, so now I can mountain, and I guess I just go double Soul Scar. The opponent even missed a land drop off their mold of 5. Fortunate for us. Missed a land again, unfortunate. I don't really expect something like Anger of the Gods, especially when they're stuck on 1 land, so I'll just apply max pressure and play a Swift Spear. Play an Opt. Effectively 3 damage apiece every spell. Yeah, I did promise you a 5-0, but now since it's in chat, I can't get it. Yeah, you jinxed it. It's okay. I mean, we're likely to be 4-0 pretty soon. Bolt is fine. I mean, I'm liking our odds. Maybe it's the new overlay is good luck. The new land destruction spell. Assuming it's real, it sounds fine. What's being referred to in chat is apparently there's a newer. It's basically Geomancer's Gambit, except instead of 3 mana, it costs 2. More creatures could be worse. I am just going to Lava Dart them now, get in the 2 extra damage. This is effectively a Lightning Bolt. They know our hand, but that doesn't mean a whole lot right now. I mean, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to get through this entire match with the opponent playing a total of 2 lands. Shadow. Alright. So they are Jund Shadow. And there's a land. Alright, so now we have to do some math. Alright, so if they have a removal spell and they block a thing, they're taking 2 damage between 2 lava darts, and then 1 thing would be getting through. That has them going down to 4. I guess they'll also be fetching. That puts them down to 3. They're dead to a bolt, but we've used 2 of those already. I mean, we do have an Abrade in hand and Soul Scars in play, so we can just permanently shrink this shadow. If we put 3 minus counters on it, they can fetch shock going to 6. Which means after they block 1 thing, they'll be going down to 4, and their thing will be a 1-1, but it'll actually be a 4-4. We can then Lava Dart the Shadow, make it a 3-3, and make all of our stuff a 3-4 to kill the Shadow. We'll be stuck with 1 land, but we'll still have a Lava Dart in hand. I think I like this. If they Stubborn Denial it, if they stumble on our list, like if they're 4-color shadow and we just haven't seen it yet, then kind of so be it. We've got 2 soul scars, so they can't just like kill a soul scar here and avoid the minus counters. They would have to kill both. Alright, so again, if they fetch shock, making us a 4/4, we can lava dart it, making it a 3/3, and all of our stuff will be 3/4s. And we can just let them make the first move on this. Okay. So that's just fine. Let's just say go. I guess I probably should have done it before damage then, because that would have forced them to do it. Because now this grows. We don't just die to a Ballad of Rage. It just has 3 permanent minus counters on it. We're not dead to a Battle Rage. I mean, a second Shadow could be problematic though. So I mean, yeah, this would have been this would have been dead in combat. All right, so it ends up not mattering. Kind of lucky there, but yeah, I think I should have, in hindsight, just pulled the trigger on the lava dart. And we got a pretty good record so far, though. Update that record indicator. Boom. Alright, we're trophy hunting. Yeah, I agree, James. Like, a 2 mana versus 3 mana in terms of land hate, specifically in terms of Tron, coming down on your turn 2 is much better than your turn 3. Because obviously if you're on the draw, the opponent gets their 3rd land down before you get your 3rd. And their 3rd land and completes the Tron most of the time. I'm ready for the Dream Crush. Good old 4-0 and the 4-1. I am all too familiar. But yeah, Izzet Prowess, I think, probably it's one of the better decks in the format. We get to go first. That's good. Sounds great. We have turn 1 threat into turn 2 threat into turn 3 opt into Stormwing Entity. Also the opt enabling our first 2 threats. This is a powerful one. Please don't be Jund. Please don't be Jund. Please don't be Jund. Please let this be a normal field trip. With the frizz. No way.
What are you doing? What?
You never saw Magic School Bus?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Alright, so not entirely sure what bird means. I guess it could be Ponza, but they're probably just playing the elf. If they're playing some kind of creature combo, I could see this hand losing. Alright, green-white is more likely to be a combo. Alright, so they're playing the Ballista combo, it looks like. That's probably the only thing this Heliod can mean. I mean, maximum pressure would indicate that I want to cast opt first and then play a Stormwing. So I think that's the plan. Going on the play going to be a big help versus the combo. Alright, and Lava Dart also going to be good. May just want a Lava Dart now. I honestly think we should just cut them off of mana to slow them down. we can go Monastery Swift Spear, cast the Lava Dart targeting their bird, which has us attacking for a lot. It's actually kind of equal in terms of damage because we're getting in for an additional 2 damage now and then 2 damage next turn. So in terms of speed at which it hits them, it's actually kind of even in terms of Stormwing and Swift Spear, but the line of going Swift Spear into Lava Dart means they have 1 less mana next turn. So I think we should do this. And then, so if I Lava Dart them again, that's effectively 4, 7, 10, 12. So it would put them to 5. I think I'm going to just keep it in my graveyard to enable Stormwing next turn. This is already a big hit as is. As far as Ballista combo goes, like if they have the okay, so Spike Feeder, that doesn't actually kill us because they'll remove a counter, trigger the Heliod, and then the Heliod, and then we can just Lava Dart it. So I think we're in the awkward spot of we need to actually not cast the Lava Dart because we need to be able to respond to this. I mean, if we go Monastery Swift Spear attack, they can block the Soulscar Mage. I mean, blocking the Soulscar Mage actually doesn't matter because as long as we have a way to kill this after they've removed 1 counter, we should be fine. I mean, so we can't preemptively cast the Lava Dart. So if we go Swift Spear attack, they can block a Soulscar Mage and just take 5, go to 3. And we can't just try to kill them. Because if we cast the spell to try to kill them, they'll gain infinite life just in response. Just not blocking. Okay. I mean, this is a little risky from them, though, because now any other burn spell would just kill them here. We just don't want to see second Spike Feeder. Second Spike Feeder would just kill us. Or would make them not die. I mean, as it stands, they do get to gain some life. Oh, I see. They're just going to give this life link. Oh, that kills me, doesn't it? Because they'll put a counter on the Spike Feeder. And then if I try to Lava Dart it, they'll just respond and remove 1. Right, so now they're gonna target their Spike Feeder, and then we do just die. Right? I'm pretty sure. Because now in response to this, they just remove another counter. And then This puts a counter on that again. So yeah, they just go infinite and we can no longer win. So yeah, we needed a kill spell there. Aether Gust hits all of their green stuff. Spell Pierce gonna be bad. I think Kozilek's Return also on the slow side. They've demonstrated that they play lots of basics. So I mean, maybe we want a Braid just as another removal spell. I don't think Aether Gust is going to be strong enough. Like, it only interacts with the Spike Feeder. A Braid, on the other hand, might be stronger. I can take out probably a pair of Mutagenic Growths. Don't expect my creatures to be dying a whole lot. If they kill something, it's probably like a Path to Exile. Maybe Kozilek's Return is good just as a sweeper. I think when I'm on the play, I need to just put the pedal to the metal. Yeah, I just really needed a way to interact there. I did not have it. Yeah, Sand's fine. I'm going to get a land out of the yard. A land out of the deck as early as now. Really don't need any more lands. Our life total also just like really doesn't matter. Get in for one. Alright, so it looks like we're going to just Lava Dart that and then light up the stage. Not a land, please. That's not a land. That's good. Alright, well, I think I have to save that one for next turn because I would really like to light up the stage now. And I think I'm just going to take another land out of the deck by fetching Steam Vents again. Don't expect my life total to mean anything. Lava Dart, target that. Bolt and a land. The land I'm not as happy about, but the bolt is good. Wouldn't mind a backup threat in case the opponent has a removal spell. Okay, that's annoying. Pro red. Reveler's good. I mean, this bolt is gonna have to get cast. I think I'm going to Mana Morphose, make blue red. So I think I'm just gonna cast the opt off of this for sure. Unless I draw Stormwing. Crash Through. Crash Through actually gives trample. That's good. Because then we can assign 1 damage to a Forge Tender, even though that's a protection, and the rest will get through. So that one's actually good here. Let's put that on top. Crash Through. Another Reveler, actually not the worst. Alright, so now we can attack. They'll get to absorb 1 here. They're just not. Alright, well, let's bolt them. Get the Prowess trigger in. Alright, that's it. It's red source of their choice, so they could have chosen Swift Spear. Come on, League, don't slip away. Alright, Bird's fine. Alright, so we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 spells in the yard. So Reveler is actually just 1 mana. Let's play our lands, bolt target them. They can just plan on the last thing that I used to kill them can be what they tried to Forge Tender me with. So, Reveler time. Come on, deck. Nice. So, I'm one short of just killing them with Burn, which would force them to sack the Forge Tender. As it sits, I'm pretty sure I still want to cut them off of mana, which would mean I am killing their bird. I think I'd like to just take the Lava Dart out of the yard. There's a chance they've got some amount of grave hate. And I just want to cut them off of the mana. Like, I could go after them. But I really want this bird to do the opposite of live. And this still has protection from red, so no point in attacking. In a good spot here. This draw has been pretty good. Path target that. Okay. So hopefully the Sprite Dragon can get in there. Conclave Mentor. If one or more counters would be put on a creature control, put that many plus 1 on it. When it dies, gain life equal to its power. Interesting. So I mean, barring another path to exile, this Sprite Dragon should be able to get in for the last points. They may just have to sack the Forge Tender. And I can even Manamorphose now, but that would also tie me into opting now, which is probably fine. The issue is I don't have them just dead without casting multiple spells. So I'll make blue-red with this. Another gut shot, not bad. So this will force them to sacrifice the Forge Tender, and they just scoop. Cool. Alright, so we are a game away. Unfortunately, we're going to be on the draw this time around. So we saw Forge Tender. So that alone may be enough of a reason to try to catch up with the Kozilek's return. It does pretty significantly cut off our ability to push through with the ground creatures. But I mean, any kind of sweeper is probably welcome. Especially on the draw where we may need to play a catch-up kind of a game. I think I'm keeping in all of the flying threats. I may want to take out one of the ground creatures. I'll take out like a Swift Spear. Although honestly, between Swift Spear and Soulscar Mage, Swift Spear might just be better. We didn't really see any creatures that putting minus counters on would have been relevant for. I mean, if they ever animate a Heliod, then Soulscar will be better. But if the difference is 1 point of damage on turn 1, I think Swift Spear is a tad bit more valuable. Maybe we just like take out the other mutagenic growth. Like mutagenic growth may be good for stealing a race, but I think all of our other spells are better. Alright, fingers crossed. Alright, we've got a keeper.
I'm excited for you. Look, I'm looking at
Alright, they got a bird. So we should probably just bolt the bird turn 1. I mean, it sucks because we're not playing a creature on turn 2, but I really want to stop their plan. I mean, if I Swift Spear now, next turn I can, I guess, kill something and then continue with their board. It's kind of close, like what I want to do. Ideally they just like didn't have a bird, you know. But we've got some extra time to think about it, so let's think about it. So the worst thing they could do on turn 2 is Heliod wouldn't even be that bad. Was it doesn't actually do anything on board. But I mean, it does significantly slow them down to make sure they can't start casting things. Like if they put their Spike Feeder into play next turn, even that can be pretty bad. All right, I mean, I'm not sure that playing the control deck role is right, and this definitely is from my inexperience. But I think killing the bird to slow him down is big game. I mean, bolt the bird is something that's been happening since 1993, right? For a reason. Auric champion. Alright, so come on, Kozilek's return. Nope. Alright, so I think I should just be getting Steam Vents here, and then I can cast my Sprite Dragon. I could go double ground creature, but I think I want to play the creature that guarantees starts getting in. It guarantees to start getting in. Gain your 1. Path to Exile would be unfortunate, but I need to get damage in. Gain your 1. Alright, looks like they may be missing a land drop. Alright, they're not. Alright, so it looks like they may also have Path to Exile available. So when it dies, gain life equal to its power. So I think the plan here is cast a Swift Spear, cast an Abrade, targeting the Mentor. It puts us weak to the combo, but they have no pieces of the combo in play currently. And I don't want them putting counters on their Mentor. Gain your life. Kill this. So they're going to gain 2. We're going to hit for at least 2, assuming they've got like a path. I mean, they shocked, so that's kind of the only thing that it can be. I'm assuming they're taking down Sprite Dragon here. Mm-hmm. Alright, I mean, we're kind of at their mercy. This Auric champion is giving us the hands. Unfortunately, it's looking like we're going to run up short. I mean, if the hand is like mostly lands and some air, then there's a shot. Like, they just have more birds, for example, then we could be in a good spot. Alright, well, that's not air. So now we just die on the spot to the whatchamacallit, the spike feeder. I guess I'll just make red. Another swift spear. Sprite dragon, not bad. Alright, they'll gain their one. I mean, and at this point, I think I'm kind of just dead to the combo. So, I mean, I'm just dead to the combo. Yep, your Auric champion becomes a 3/3, pro black and red. Get in for 1. And then I cross my fingers. They haven't slammed it yet, so that's good. I mean, as it stands, though, my hand not even that good. Their champion's going to do a lot to just stonewall us. Alright, so that's going to become a 5/5 now. Or they can just make this a 4/4. Yeah, that makes sense too. So we need spells. We only have 3 in the yard currently. Although, that does actually let us play the Reveler. I'll get another mountain here. This could come down to a damage race. If they path me again, I won't be able to get another mountain, but I think that's okay. Gain 1, which puts 2 counters on something. Probably just another Conclave Mentor. Oh, they're targeting that. Okay. Alright, we drew goodies. Alright. Don't kill us, I guess. I mean, this hand has the potential to kill them. Given the fact they only have 2 blockers, the flyer is almost definitely getting through, barring a removal spell. And then if they don't put a blocker into play, one of these things is going to get through. If we find a crash through, we could maybe get something going. I mean, if we've got a window, it's next turn. This hand can be pretty explosive. What we've got now represents 4 prowess triggers, and that's X, not even counting the card we're gonna draw and the 2 we're gonna light up the stage with. So I mean, if we have like some an absurd amount of spells on top, we've got outs. I mean, they left a Temple Garden untapped last turn, So I don't know that they have second path to exile. Conclave Mentor though, pretty cool tech. Basically a hardened scales that gains some life when it dies. Alright, so that ooze is going to represent 4 powers worth of +1/+1 counters. It's like they can gain a life to trigger it again. Alright, so we're going to need a pretty good draw here. I think it starts with finding a crash through. There are 2 in the deck. Bolt is good too, though. So I think what we should do now is we can gut shot the opponent, paying life, and then cast a light up the stage. I mean, this Sprite Dragon's going to hit for a lot this turn. Alright, so let's gut shot, target you, pay life. Alright, this is the turn. Obviously, again, Path to Exile breaks up kind of the boom that this turn's gonna carry. But I mean, if this light up the stage is kind, then we've got a shot. If this is like land, then we kind of just die. Alright, please be kind. Alright, well, one of them was an opt. Alright, so I guess we lead there. It's our last blue. Crash through would be big. Maybe not even then, because like their stuff is quite large. Alright, what you got on top? Another Sprite Dragon. Have to bottom that. Alright, another Tarn. That's not good. So now, I mean, another issue is that if we attack and we don't just kill them, they can kill us on the crackback. So we have to be careful. What happens if we just attack like we are now? If we attack as we are now, so this is gonna put it can put as many as 2 counters on Auriok Champion. If they can gain life, if they can play 2 creatures, we'll be dead to this just hitting us for 11. But I mean, so I think we need to get the Scavenging Ooze out of the way. If I bolt it, they'll put the counters on the ooze, and then I can finish it with a single lava dart. I mean, I think the way this is going to work is they're going to be forced to block with the Conclave Mentor, which means that they'll gain some life, but we won't just be dead. So we can bolt this. That'll be, and then lava dart after they put the counters on it. We'll be attacking for, assuming they block this because it's got pro red. They'll be slated to take 15. So they do have to block. Yeah, they do have to block. All right, so let's bolt Scavenging Ooze. Trigger all this. And again, Path to Exile breaks it all up. Nope, they're just going to gain a life here, go up to 20. They'll get to put 1 counter, which is actually 2 counters because of the Conclave Mentor. Oh, I miscounted, didn't I? They're targeting that. Well, this is actually fine, because Lava Dart is going to kill this anyway. Because they targeted Auriok Champion. So that will take 3. And then I can Lava Dart the Ooze. So now it can no longer block. And funny enough, if they block the biggest thing, which is Bedlam Reveler, we'll get to ensure that it lives by flashing back the Lava Dart. So yeah, they have to block 2 things. As if they put this here, they're taking 18, but then Lava Dart would just kill them with all the other prowess triggers. So yeah, they are forced to block with the Conclave Mentor. Alright, so now we can Lava Dart targeting them, which will make our Bedlam Reveler a 9-10 and mean it gets to survive. Sacrifice a mountain. Alright, and they're going to be gaining 4 after the hit for a lot. Knock you to 5, you'll gain 4 up to 9. This gets 1 counter now. Canal go. Alright, I think I've given myself the best chance I can. They can Heliod give their Auriok champion lifelink. But I mean... if they don't give their thing lifelink and I draw some chain of spells, I can just hit them in the air for the final points. I mean, we've put them in a spot. That Reveler hitting 3 spells, one of which representing multiple prowess triggers, 2 of which actually, the Light at the Stage hit at least a spell, was very good. That was probably what gave us the only shot we had. And we don't have lethal on board because they can just give this lifelink in combat. I mean, it's hard for them to play something because then maybe they can't give it lifelink in combat. I'm still not super comfortable here. I really need to find something that represents multiple triggers. Be it Light Up the Stage, be it Lava Dart, Manamorphose. So yeah, there are 2 Light Up the Stages left, 3 Manamorphoses, 3 Lava Darts. That's 8. That's 8 really good ones. Alright, so I'm assuming an attack means they're giving it lifelink. Yeah, so they're gonna go all the way up to 19 here. I'm going all the way down to 3. So I'm gonna need some ridiculous chain of spells. Don't think that one does it. So it gives us one prowess trigger, which is 8 plus 4 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I really needed a way to double spell. I'll do the math one more time, but I think that's short. So it's going to end up being 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 7 is 16. It's 3 off. And this is protection from red, so I don't have a block. Yeah, I really needed Mana Morphose or Light Up the Stage. Or, I mean, Lava Dart would have been the actual nuts. Was that is guaranteed two triggers. But yeah, as it stands, this is short. Jeez. Darn. Alright, so once again, stopped short at 4-1. Feels pretty icky, but I mean, overall, pretty good performance from the deck. Game 1 of that last match, we kind of just got comboed. We didn't really have a way around it. I don't even think I threw out a I don't even think I cast a bolt targeting the opponent. Kind of miscellaneously. I kind of had a reason for every target, so I'm not sure that I could have played that match any better. I mean that Bedlam Reveler at the end was pretty insane. It drew us the critical mass of spells that we needed to even have a chance. The Reveler hit us into effectively 5 prowess triggers. Across 4 creatures, so that was pretty insane. Which we were lucky enough to even get that far, really. But I mean, all in all, this deck feels ridiculously powerful. The nut draws are pretty difficult to beat, and even if you don't have the nut draw, the sheer threat density and synergy, like it just makes it feel quite strong. I was always able to cast a Stormwing Entity for 2 mana when I wanted to, so that was good. I like the deck's ability to consistently do that. I had been unimpressed with Bedlam Reveler until this league. It's possible I just hadn't really found the spot where it was great. I had found a few spots where it was fine, like any other threat, where I was like discarding 1 or 2 and then swapping it for 3 others. But this particular league, even though the game where it was insane, and I got kind of lucky for it to be even more insane than usual, we still lost. Still really surprised by what it was able to do, and the fact that from almost no return point, it almost got us back into that last game. But yeah, all in all, just my analysis is really powerful. I think this deck's probably top 3 decks that a competitive player could be playing right now. I guess more specifically, I think the sideboard was pretty good. Only brought in the Blood Moon once, didn't see it, but it would have been good had we seen it. The relics were great when we saw them. The Aether Gusts were great when we saw them. There were a few. There was one game, I think in match 3 versus the Burn opponent, where we kept a hand of all 2 drops, and it was kind of awkward to have our interaction be on 2, but we still managed to make it work. Boarded in the Spell Pierces a couple of times, never got to use them, but they would have been good had we found them. And then the Abrades were actually quite good. we found use for them playing against burn, where we wanted to kill opposing creatures, especially Eidolon of the Great Revel. And then while we didn't see it, actually we had Kozilek's Return be really, really good once versus the Merfolk opponent, where we got to 3-for-1 them and then get in a bunch of damage. It just drew a concession pretty much immediately. So I'm happy with pretty much the entire sideboard. We even did draw Dragon's Claw versus the burn opponent. It looked like it was going to be too slow versus the opponent when we played it on the draw in game 2 on turn 2, and then they had the Smash to Smithereens for it. But even if they didn't smash it, their board was still Swift Spear versus our empty board, and the Swift Spears were still probably going to overpower the Dragon's Claw, just because every spell it was kind of like it was still X plus 1 damage, because Swift Spear was making the 2 Swift Spears were making it +2 and the Dragon's Claw were making it -1. So I mean, spending an entire turn on something that, I mean, obviously that game specifically the opponent had 2 Swift Spears to make it really bad. Like it did feel pretty slow. I imagine it's better on the play, but I mean it was fine, and giving the opponent a target for their smash didn't feel good, but it is what it is. I'm not going to not play Dragon's Claw just because the opponent might be playing smash. I mean, they probably are, but I'm not going to not play just because they might have it in their hand. But yeah, I like the sideboard overall. Really like the threat density. There were a few games where I think I flooded on creatures. There were a couple games where I also started with 1 threat, and I was really hoping to draw into another one, and I usually did. So having a higher than normal number of threats was good for ensuring that I always had a second one. But that said, sometimes I had a 4th or even 5th one that I wasn't super happy about. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. I still like the 18 lands. Crash Through, I think I may want to try to squeeze in another. Crash Through was pretty pivotal in winning game 2 of that final match, where we got to push in 5 damage through a Burrington Forge Tender. But yeah, so the Crash Through is very good there, and then just being another way to trigger all the prowess triggers, trigger the Sprite Dragon pseudo prowess while also replacing itself and drawing another card. Crash Through would have also actually been another out that I forgot to mention in that final game. It would still have had to hit something, but the potential for spells to steamroll into more spells I think is really important, because it can really push stuff over the top and get in that extra damage that would make it lethal. So yeah, I think I'm gonna probably try to squeeze in another Crash Through. Not sure for what yet. I'll have to think on it and then get back to another league. So that's it for this one. I have this brand new layout where I have my both my YouTube and my Twitch links already advertised throughout the entire video. So I think I'm gonna stop plugging it at the end of the video. I may mention it in the beginning of the video, but now at the end, like they've been in front of everyone's face for the entire time now, so I can shave off those few seconds after this video to just kind of point over there and say hello. If you want any of my YouTube videos, they're all here. I've got like 30 something leagues already uploaded. You'll find them all there, and then obviously if you're watching on YouTube, you can find my Twitch here if you want to catch the recording sessions live. So unfortunately we finished with the 4-1, but still we plus the 5 chests, which is like 12 tickets, so that's fun. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, see ya.